you ready to step up?
Look who's all grown up now.
Hey, watch yourself.
Stop. Stop! Please wear appropriate attire in my class.
So he's a player?
Like an all-star.
Morning, sunshine.
What's your deal? Boy band's making a comeback?
Ooh.
When did you discover your passion for dance? Like, when did you know that this is what you wanted to do?
Probably when I was 11. When I was 11. I started when a little younger than that, but when I was 11, I think it clicked, and I was like, oh, this is how you do it. Because, you know, I was always dancing, but I wasn't, like, hitting it like I can now.
Andy, come here.
You should really wait your turn. Ooh.
I couldn't.
I didn't know you could salsa.
There's a lot you don't know about me, Andy.
How would you surprising considering how much you talk about yourself?
Ooh. I've trained my whole life as a dancer since I was a toddler, and when I was 14, I met I met a b-boy for the first time. It was they were part of a street dance group called the BMW in Birmingham, Alabama, and I started spending every night with them out on the streets, learning, you know, hip hop and b-boying. So it wasn't something new to me, but you know, I'd been mostly working on my own style for quite some time. So when this movie was coming up and I knew it was going to be, you know, hip hop heavy, just as far as the b-boying side, I definitely, as soon as I got to Baltimore, I asked around to see where people got together to practice, and I went there and started, you know, touching up on my foundation and my roots.
I just want to know how long it took you to get ready and to get those abs.
It took me a month. I always do sit-ups at home and stuff, but we had a month of training, and we all really got in shape then.
You should just start your own crew.
No, nobody here is going to step out of their perfect little world.
Maybe not the Sophie Donovans, but there's a lot going on here under the radar.
Really?
There's this guy we call Hair. He's like this half hippie, half rhythmic rebel, and he makes the sickest beats you've ever heard. Teachers don't know what to do with him. You can't put him in a class because he just gets bored and starts making up his own steps. Which brings us to Monster, our resident stunt double. He flips, he slides, he falls, whatever you need to make an action sequence work on stage. But he never gets the spotlight.
And don't forget Moose.
Moose?
Yeah, trust me on this one.
Oh.
But what makes you think they'll do it?
They'll have nothing to lose.
You were, I think, the only person on the set really who didn't have that major dance training.
No.
So what was that like for you to get prepared for this film?
It was fun. I was in the middle of recording my album, so I came in a week late, and the dance sequences that I did were more modern pieces and things like that because of my character. But it was just, I don't know, it was just a cool experience. We spent probably 2 weeks rehearsing for stuff like that, and it was cool. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Oh, hey, Sophie, what's up?
Rehearsing for the fundraiser. Why are you here on a Saturday?
We were gonna do the same thing, but it's locked, so.
Oh, but we gotta roll, so let's go.
Where are we going?
To my house. My family's having a barbecue, remember?
Yeah, the barbecue.
All right then, why are you standing there? Let's be out.
Are you going with them?
Well, for me, it was like, one, I was like, well, why do you want to do a sequel? If you're gonna, I don't know, I didn't know how to do it at first. And then I thought, they said, you know what, John, you can do whatever you want. You can do the ultimate dance movie. Do every dance movie you ever wanted to do. I was like, that's awesome. And so basically, I really wanted to separate it from the first movie and say, you know what, that was that, and this is a whole new thing. We're gonna introduce new types of dancing. We're gonna triple the amount of dance numbers. And so we have popping, we have locking, we have breaking, we have salsa. And then on the dance sequences, we wanted to change it up. So we have like the trampoline scene where, you know, they're dancing on trampolines, and it just change it up a lot.
I mean, whoever knew that Step Up was going to be the hit that it was.
So crazy.
And this one, I mean, talk about stepping it up. Like, there's
Steps up.
Exactly. The title's perfect. There's so much dance in here. I mean, what really ultimately, which dancing really challenged you, and what was the hardest for you?
I mean, it was all a challenge. None of it was too extremely difficult for me. I was really able to catch on to it once I got in the hang of things and kind of built the confidence that I really can do this, even though I have 25 of the most amazing dancers in the world around me.
Yeah.
But the finale scene was my favorite, and that also, you know, it took the longest to get all that together, but it was definitely the coolest and most fun.
But having all that water on you, I mean, it must have added, what, 50 pounds of wetness?
And we had those heavy pants, and fortunately I had, you know, in the poster that little top, so I didn't have the upper body problem, but those pants were heavy and the shoes were heavy and just soaked. And I mean, we'd do it for 9 hours in the rain through the night, so we were wet.
Ironically, you know, so funny when you talk about She's the Man, who also starred Channing Tatum, who of course was in Step Up. Now, did you know at this point that there was going to be a Step Up 2, or did he give you any kind of words of advice, or?
He never gave me any words of advice. He did. He when he was on the set doing his cameo, he said, "Are you ready for your life to change?" I remember him saying that. I thought it was funny. But
cool.
Yeah, me and Channing have a long history. We just keep bumping into each other. I actually, the first time I met Channing, he was doing Coach Carter, and I was dancing on that film.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, we see each other in Vancouver to do She's the Man. And then the next thing we know, I'm doing the sequel to a dance movie that he made.
Well, not too shabby.
Kabloom.
And I always step back and watch because, you know, I mean, I got there and was like, wow, they are on another level. You know, this is all they do. It's all they breathe, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They're in the parking lot breakdancing. I mean, it was crazy. So it was an honor to work with them.
Did you actually go out to the streets and kind of hang?
Yeah, we went to this place called the Paradox, which is like this underground Baltimore club, and we got to battle in there, and like, it was a big place, really, really crazy. Really cool for me as a dancer going there.
What you doing there, man? Oh, please don't tell me this your new crew.
No.
Yeah.
We're her crew. We're getting ready to battle at the streets.
What street? Sesame Street? What you know about the streets?
Listen, why don't you guys back off, all right? Should have checked some things out.
It's unbelievable. I'm one of the most privileged people that I've ever known. I can't believe how my life has turned out. You know, from one job to the next, you know, doing You Got Served. You know, all the fun projects I've done since then. You know, She's the Man, this wonderful comedy movie. And then, you know, as though things couldn't get better, you know, I'm thinking, you know, You Got Served, this awesome hip-hop movie, all these great dancers. Then next thing I know, I end up in a lead role in a huge studio film where we're just handpicking the best dancers in the world, some of whom, and I'll tell you this with full confidence, are the best dancers of all time.
Yeah.
It was just such a special experience to just see people vibing and, you know, experimenting and sharing and evolving and practicing. And, you know, my creative mind was just so expanded. And I was really fortunate, and I just had the best time.
You realize with those competitions, you are risking everything.
Let's do this.
She has more talent and more conviction than anyone else I know.